Hi guys, welcome back to SSA Athletics, and today we're going to be talking about what's better, the hang or the hitch kick? Well, stay tuned to the end because the answer is actually, well, surprising. If you guys could smash subscribe, check out the Facebook pages, both of them, both the training page where we talk about training techniques, as well as the club pages and the website, that'd be really brilliant. Now, you guys may have noticed that I posted a couple of shorts, one with Rebecca Chapman doing a hang technique in 2014. And illustrating how her technique has now changed with a comparison of the hitch kick technique she now does. Rebecca Chapman is someone I know personally and went to university with. She is now, or was in 2019, ranked 4th in the country at Longjump, and in 2021 she's now ranked 8th. Roughly around about 2018 she changed her technique from a hang to a hitch kick, so we're going to utilise her as an example to illustrate what is better, the hang or the hitch kick. To put it simply, the hang technique, or any technique through the air, helps us to keep stable and basically helps to keep the body from preventing it over rotating as we're going through the air in the long jump. The hang technique, you push your hips forward, you bring your arms back and you bring your legs back, so you're kind of in this arch position as you go through the air. That helps to keep us from over rotating. However, for some people, especially for those people who don't get much height from the board, this can be a struggle in order to get their leg shoot in. Also, it can cause over rotation. And likewise, with the hitch kick, there's a lot of going underneath the body, and a lot of people can't necessarily be able to get that action in. But the hitch kick, you're basically, and there's different variations of the hitch kick, like the hitch hang and the quarter rotation, etc., where you bring your arms and legs round in a cycling action. And as a result, you're able to keep that momentum through the air, regardless of what height you got. Now, in order to answer that question, we need to go on a journey. Rebecca Chapman is 8th in the country, but was previously 4th in Britain. In 2009, when she was an under 15, she was 82nd in her age group, 150. If Rebecca Chapman was allowed into the 2009 Youth World Championship, she would have come 2nd from last in qualification. So now that we've been talking about her hang and her hitch kick technique, let's actually review it. So here she is from the 2014 Bucks Championship, and she's building up a lot of speed as she comes in, and she hits the board, hips drive up, head up, brings her arms up, gets that nice arched position and holds it really well through the flight of the phase. During the flight phase, brings her arms over and into the leg shoot, but we don't see the landing. Here we are for the hitch kick, where the camera is standing. We don't necessarily see her speed onto the board, but here she comes anyway. She hits that board, very similar. Apparently she's going quite fast, but she's more relaxed on this run, it seems to appear. You could argue potentially on the hang on the 2014, she seemed to be probably a little bit stressed up here, but that's just probably my perception. Low speed on the board, the arm comes up around, drives her hips forward as she does it, keeping neutral, bringing that leg round for the 1 1/4 turns, and then brings her legs out into a rather fine leg shoot. Now, it is important to note that most of the distance actually gained from the jump is not necessarily through the flight phase. It's actually on the other phases, that most notably being the actual run-up and takeoff. Though we can potentially optimise the distance we gain and not potentially lose distance by having a good flight phase. Here we have a chart detailing Rebecca Chapman's progression over time. The grey line above is the the average of the world lead. Her times, or her distances, shall I say, are in the blue and orange. Blue being her PBs over that period, or season's bests over that period. And the oranges are her averages over that period.
Now, Rebecca Chapman changed over from the hang technique to the hitch kick technique in roughly around about 2018-2019. And as we can see here, there is a deterioration from 2018, where she had a poor season, and 2019, 2020 and 2021, where she's now utilising the hitch kick, her performances have increased slightly. Now, the range between her best performances and her averages performances is a lot closer, meaning she's more consistent. When we look at over her previous, the hang technique, she's been a lot less consistent. Now, in the UK system, they like you to be a bit more consistent when it comes to selection. If you're more consistent and able to get over the targets, you're more likely to be selected for World Championships, Olympics or other teams. I want to note something about the World Lead Average. They take in the best top 10 jumpers and their performances and give you an average across them. Note that from 2014 we've also taken into account the under 17s and the under 20s, or in the internationally it would be the under 18s performances. So that hence why there is a massive jump from 2014 to 2015 in that average. We must also note that 2020 was a rather weird year because of a certain virus that therefore affected performances, affected people's performance, how they were performing, but also meant that the world rankings and the world leads were, well, suspended. So we can't be too accurate around the 2019 world leads. So is she actually jumping further? Well, she's certainly more consistent, and certainly more consistent in and around her PB. She has jumped similar or close to that PB, although her PB stands off as in 2020. It's not really that clear. She's more consistent, but is she jumping further? Yes, but not quite. So if technically she was really good at the hang, we don't quite know what she's been doing recently since 2014 because we got no footage of it. But if she's been doing so well doing the hang, why change to the hitch kick? I contacted her to ask her why did she change from the hang to the hitch kick. Last year I decided to have a play around with it. It's very far from good, but I think the end results could be better if I ever learned to fix it. In other words, it's a case of personal preference. She prefers to learn, or feels it's better for her to do the hitch kick, and as a result she feels more comfortable and is able to perform better potentially because of it. But I feel this is not the full answer as to why she's now performing better, or supposedly performing better. Many people want to be an Olympic athlete, but only very few of them actually will ever make it, round about 1 to 2%. Mainly because of the choices we make, the unexpected consequences that can happen from them, injury, etc. And of course, quite a bit of luck, although you make your own luck in athletics. The guys who are winning medals at juniors are unlikely to be your medal winners at senior level, although they're highly likely to be around the elite level because of the amount of training and how good they actually are. Sometimes it's a matter of stickability, a matter of bounce back ability from an injury or another setback, and being able to hang in there. Rebecca Chapman was a good athlete. Okay, she wasn't necessarily outstanding as a junior, but she was a good athlete, and she was in and around those areas of being selected for international level, especially at a later date, because she improved drastically over that period and she didn't drop out. You see, when we do athletics, it's like a journey, and I was once described to me as like a journey from Britain to Australia. Some people get off a bit faster, some people's planes are faster, some people will even ride a rocket and then crash into the middle of the sea. Others will get there beforehand, maybe they hit turbulence. Maybe they have to make a stop in Saudi Arabia before making another trip to Australia. Maybe some people don't even make the trip. So what is better, the hitch or the hang technique? Well, there is probably going to be one better for some people, but it's all an individual difference. What is best for you? In the case of Rebecca Chapman, the hitch kick technique was a lot better, or in this case a hitch kick with quarter turn. That variation was the best for her, and she was able to maximize her height, but it was all the other things she did along that way, and a little bit of luck as well, but doing the weights, getting herself stronger, faster on the board, etc. that has made her a better jumper, not just what she was doing through the air in the flight phase. I'm Adam McCarthy, this is SSA Athletics. Really hope you enjoyed that video. Smash subscribe, you may have been a bit surprised by the ending. Check out our website and the Facebook pages. And as always, I will see you in the next one.